one or the other. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Meta Cafe for your daily astrology, human design, and tarot energy report. Sitting to my left or right, whichever way you happen to be viewing the screen, is the lovely Jason Livanis. Hello, Jason.
You know, I've been described as many things, but not lovely.
He was like, Vanna White, how he would always say, I can't think of what Pat Sajak, he would always say, and there's the lovely Vanna White.
Yeah.
Like, you could be my Vanna White.
I'm trying to remember who the dude was before Pat Sajak.
I don't even know if there was one. They've just
there was. Yeah, absolutely. There was a for that show, Absolutely Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning, Mimi. Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, everybody out there.
There we go. Better light.
This has been a magical morning, and I have some wonderful, fun stuff to share with everybody this morning. I am actually going to put up a link right now, and let me see if it'll show. It will. I want everybody, if you're listening to this on your computer, to go follow that link. It will stay up here. I'm going to actually put it on the in the comments. Did you just fall?
Hey again. I haven't worked it all out. Oh, where's my...
That is a wonderful lamp.
Why does it say Zoom, and why is it in that direction? Wait, I hit the wrong fucking thing. Got it. Hey, man, welcome.
Jason, are you having a morning?
Yeah. So
I want to talk to you all about magic this morning. I'm like fairly sitting on this, just vibrating, because you guys probably have seen comments popped up on the screen before from our friend Roseanne, who I think lives in Virginia. So she's out there in the East Coast somewhere. Hope she's not freezing to death this morning, because I think they're under another threat of snow and ice. But this morning she sends me this text, and it says, I asked the universe here. Let me see if I can find the text and read it to you. And it said,
I asked the universe to suck my balls, because that's kind of how I feel.
No. Well, the name of the article is The Illusion of Free Will, and it's written by a lady named Carolyn Yazzie. And that's the link that I've given you, so y'all can go to that story. But she says to me, I asked and was needing to know more about free will, and look at this. So she's asking the universe for information on free will, and this article pops up. I'm not sure where she gets this article, but she ends up sending it to me. And the reason that she was looking up information on this is because when I have coaching clients, and she is one of my coaching clients, we are often talking about the story that we tell about our lives. And the story, if it's a financial story, and Jason, I've been telling this financial story, and we tell stories about our relationships, about our jobs, about why our businesses aren't working, our health. There's always a story that we are sharing with ourselves. Now, in the article, the woman is talking about how we wrote the script before we incarnated. And so all we're doing is following the script. But that the moment we choose to rewrite the script or step out of the story, we have the choice to be able to do that. And we change fundamentally the script by rewriting the story. No brainer, right? So I'm like, gosh, at first I was like, well, duh, right? We all say duh. We know this to be true. So then I'm telling Roseanne, I got to go. I got to get ready for the morning. And I pick up what I think is the file where I keep the charts and my information for the month. But instead, because two green files, I don't know if you guys can see, they're both green.
You're a mess.
Instead, I pick up the wrong green file. And it was the file with all of the articles and pictures and stuff from our trip to Cozumel. And this is what I see. How will you tell your story? Is the first thing I see in the file after I get this text from Roseanne. And
so the universe is not really trying to communicate with you with any alacrity.
Not at all. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's almost miraculously funny, yet it is exactly how our universe works, right? I did not know that was in there. I had no idea it even said that. This is the envelope with pictures in it of our
story,
our trip to Cozumel.
Story. with your story.
Our story, right? Our story of our trip. But this was too funny. It's almost like the universe is validating to me. What is your story? And you know how we say, what's that saying? That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Do it.
How many times do we say that, Jason? You and I say it all the time. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Sticking to it. Yeah, when I don't know how to finish up something, that's like my end cap.
So what if we change the story? What would happen? Right? What would happen if we changed the story? If you're struggling with finances and you're telling yourself the story of not enough, what if you told the story of plenty? Right? What if you rewrote the story to all the magic that happens when you're looking for the right person in your life, or the right job always shows up for me at the right time? We can rewrite our stories. And that was the exciting thing. So I encourage everybody to go look at this article, because to me, not that it was new information. I mean, I go around telling people that all the time. But I think there's something in the air that the universe really wanted us to tell. So what kind of story are we telling? And do we want to rewrite it? I think it's an invitation to rewrite our stories. Look at the script that you're following in your life. And if you don't like the script, rewrite it. Yes? You look perplexed, Jason. What's perplexing you?
I am not perplexed, madam. None of these thoughts perplex me. However, what I am is, what's the best word? I struggle with this, because this is just another way, in my opinion, no disrespect for your epiphany, but another way of skinning this whole manifesting cat, which, as you know, I seem to struggle with. So telling yourself a new story, I love all that. And I mean, I think this is an important idea. I got burned hard by The Secret. So that's why I'm conflicted. That's why we had Tim Ray on. That's why we had Jananas on.
Yeah. So that's a story you're telling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. There's a plot line and there's a story. And there's Jason up on the stage acting out the fact that The Secret messed him up. And that ever since then he's not been able to do manifesting, or it's never worked for him, or whatever it is. And I'm not picking on you at all.
No, please.
Because we all have.
I've been picked on by better in lower places.
Okay. I'm not going there. But it's the idea of taking a really good look at what story you're telling yourself. If anything, Jason, I have witnessed on multiple occasions, one of which being this morning before this other thing happened with Roseanne, of miracles, of magic, of like indescribable things happening when I least expected it, but when I absolutely needed it to. And if I keep that as part of the story, as opposed to the hard part, which is it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen, or I always get, things never work out for me, or, why am I always having this up and down thing going on? I mean, that's a story in and of itself. And I think we have myriads of stories that we're telling ourselves every day about everything, right? Our whole freaking life is a story. And all of the people in it are the actors in our story. Now, I can't make you act in a different way, but the only thing I can change is my perception of your actions in my story. And then I can monitor and change my reactions to what's going on with you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's my only real free will in this, or only my good morning, Diane. Good morning, Roseanne. I'm glad you made it. You missed the early part of the story where I told about the magic that happened when you sent me that text this morning.
Got to get my cards. Be right back.
So anyway, let's do a little bit of astrological stuff before we get back to the stories at hand. Remember yesterday I told you the moon had moved into Scorpio. Well, sometime in the night, it conjuncted Mars and Jupiter. And hey, maybe that's what triggered the magical stuff going on in the world this morning, or in my life this morning anyway, or the fact that I would even look at it. because the moon sets off cycles, right? It's the timekeeper in all of this. And so when it is passing by the very optimistic and growth-centered Jupiter, and Jupiter is conjunct very action-oriented Mars, we have the ability to move forward in some way and to look at the deeper part of the story, because we're talking Scorpio energy, the secret. Isn't that funny? You even brought up the secret this morning, because we've got now the moon, Mars, and Jupiter in Scorpio, which is the keeper of secrets, the keeper of deep emotions, the keeper of a lot of darker energies, not darker in a bad way, just the things that we don't always want to face. And here they're coming up. Good morning, Norma. It's good to see you out there. And I don't know if I said good morning to you, Diane, but if I didn't, good morning. And so I think...
What is this, romper room? Hello, Billy.
And I see Mary, and I see Norma. Some of you might not be old enough to remember Romper Room. However, those of us in our 50s definitely remember Romper Room.
Favorite lesbians, Paula.
Was she a lesbian?
I think one of them were, or both of them were, yeah.
I don't even remember.
It's the garden of make-believe, the magical garden of make-believe. No, sorry.
It's okay, Jason. It's all right. So this morning we are dealing with some really deeper energies, taking a deeper look and looking at what's magical in the world, in your life. And Jason, have you got a card already pulled up? Because if not, I'm going to go into something else.
Go.
This is also the first day of the Human Design Week. And isn't it interesting? Today's 11/1/1/1. Today's a new beginning day, even though I take exception to that, because honestly, it's not just 1/11. It is 1/11/2018. So yesterday was an interesting day, because when you added up the whole of the day, it was a 22, a master building sort of day. Today is a 5 then. And as many of you know, the numerological 5 is all about change, transforming something. Every 5 card in the tarot deck is not necessarily a pretty story, is it, Jason? The 5 cards often show us worry or, things being disrupted. And so today is a day to disrupt, if you look at it from a numerological standpoint. What are we disrupting? Well, if I go to my wonderful, wonderful Human Design Ephemeris, and today's the first day of the new Human Design Week, the sun lands its little ass at gate 61, which is the gate of your sun because of your birth date. And it's the gate of magic. It's the gate of magical thinking. It is the gate that is one that you have to have trust and faith in the universe and look for the magic and not for the concrete sequential stuff that you see, right? A pen is a pen, or when it begins to write a story, it's a magical pen. Does that make sense to you? Right?
Yes, and I want to know what fucking mushrooms you ate this morning.
None. No mushrooms. I'm not even drinking mushroom coffee. I used to have coffee that's based in mushrooms, but the reishi mushroom.
Magical, Margaret. You do today.
It's gate 61, I'm telling you, because now suddenly I do not have gate 61 in my chart. It's not defined. I shouldn't say I don't have it. I have it. It's not defined. So what I have easy access to today is magic, mystical magic. It's mystical, magical stuff. And that's exactly what's happening. And it's titillating like tarot.
I have to say, let's just back off because you're so close to it all the time. If you have been listening to us for any time period, Mimi, all you people out there, the energies have not been exactly conducive to shits and giggles. The energies have been rather, thank you, Roseanne, have been rather, what do you call it, challenging. And I cannot, honestly, there have been times where I thought, oh, fuck, Janet, can you just, regardless of what you're trying to spin positive here, I see you bite your tongue a lot, like, oh, fuck. And then I pull the 10 of swords, it's just like, meh. It's rare, or it's been rare, that you have come on with this kind of energy, and the fact that there's such a wonderful aspect about it's all been challenging aspects, and this is going to shine light on your darkness, and this is going to disrupt, and this is going to fuck, let's get a little downtime, please, recovery period. But to hear something like this where magic is your tool, that is exciting. I kind of want to like screw with everyone and pick the magician card, but I won't. but I won't do it. That would be fakery.
But what if you pulled the magician card, Jason? It would be extraordinary. No matter what card you pull, it's going to be extraordinary. We know that. But what I find is
wait, let me see. I could do this now. Hold on. Sorry. Hardly the magician.
You were upside down for a second there.
Yeah. I like to let you describe it. Number one, because I like to always get your reaction to the card. I'm gonna go from here.
Knight of Discs.
Describe what you're seeing.
It looks like a rock with lots of eyes.
Yes, and a door.
And a doorway.
And a
All we need is
flower
the
coming
freaking
out of the
key.
doorway.
Flowers on his feet. Nice peeper.
Peeper.
And look at him.
He's covered in mud.
He's been mud wrestling.
That's it for me, folks. I'm out today. Thank you for joining us on Meta. What the fuck?
He's been mud wrestling. Yeah, he's been out in the world.
The symbology of my cards involved jello wrestling, mud wrestling. All right. I'm not even going to try to make you interpret this because you're on such a high. This is a card very much like the Princess of, what do you call it? What is it? Wands? I can't remember.
Where the one that has all the headdress and...
Yeah, she keeps her eye on the prize.
Yeah.
This flower is extremely symbolic. Let me test you, since you are so good. In all the card stuff that I have taught in the last year, whenever there's a flower, what is it usually? Oh my God, I'm in love with Libby's picture. Holy fuck, I want to party with her. What the? Oh my God, she looks like a good time gal. Anyway.
For a good time?
What does the flower represent?
Fertility, growth.
Interestingly enough, in all the tarot, the flower is what houses pure spirituality. You see the flower always in red in the vintage decks. I think I'm going to start saying that. Vintage decks. This flower is orange because they don't stick to the symbology on that thing. But do you see how it's open and exposed? There's this entire arid, dead, blah, blah, blah behind him. But what you don't see and is masked by him, and I'm going to try and pull the camera over this way. Do you see, okay, his kneecaps and his peeper?
Yep.
Do you see that this is brown, dry earth?
It looks like the desert.
And do you see how there are tree roots here? And this is a tree.
Oh, yeah.
Tree.
Yeah, I see that.
It's the same tree of life that's in the lady who's looking at the discs. They're related, these cards. So I'm going to say it's the Princess of Discs. Eyes are all... Cool. Eyes are all on you right now. But what this flower says to us is, A, keep your eyes on the prize, but today is the day that you have to let your true divine spirit shine. Sometimes you'll see it in a bulb, in the pictures. It means you're protecting and you need to have your spirit to yourself and go within it. And sometimes the bud is pointed up. Sometimes the bud is pointed down, which means another thing. So it's interesting that this, flower symbology goes back to back to the ages. What is the card really saying? The card is saying, we know you're tired. The spirits, the tree of life heralds discussion from your ancestors who come to you in dreams, who come to you in your thoughts. The dead people, I see dead people, those people. They're the ones that are guiding you. And know that if you are in this tired period, the only way to get through it with any kind of elan, with any kind of grace, is through your divine spirit. And that's not an easy thing to discuss. What does that mean? It means staying in your integrity. It means doing the work of Buddha, of Jehovah, of the Lord Christ, whoever was your ascended master that turns you on, Phyllis Diller, whatever. So, could you imagine Our Lady of Phyllis Diller? Oof, ugly looking bunch of women. So, that is the card, in essence, sees the fact that you have this authentic self, and no matter how tired you are from the holidays, from the fact that, you may have discovered some ugly things, or you're tired with your job, this is the time period where everyone's like, I'm over it all, but I have to stay in there for the bonus, or, blah, 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 blah.
Just the struggle of life in general lately.
So that's my card.
But isn't it magical in that there's a flower coming up out of that ground, from that what looks desolate, or what looks
out of an impossibility, out of a stone.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a doorway in the stone, so that always this is symbology of you can go through it. You can walk through this door.
A portal type of thing.
A portal. Did you have something else to add, or should I just, it says here, pull a card for Libby? She is...
Yeah, I want to add one more astrological little thing to that, and then definitely pull a card for Miss Libby out there.
Okay.
Who's joining us for the first time. Thank you, Suzanne, for bringing your friend aboard. That's awesome.
Libby on the label. Sorry.
You will like it on your table. If it says on the label.
I can't. Okay. I can't with you. I can't. All right, go ahead.
So we're talking about the fact today's January 11th, 111, and it being a portal, a gateway into something new. But there's something validating in the stars as well today, and that is that the Sun and Venus are beginning a whole new cycle with one another, as Venus has caught up to the Sun, and eventually that means she will be changing from her, she's been the evening star. She will be changing form into her new daylight star. Or no, she's been the daylight star, so now she'll become the evening star over the next few weeks. So we have a new, I think the portal is really about looking at our values, right? What do we value? And are we living our values? Because Venus always brings us to money, to values, and self-worth. And taking stock in what it is we really want to shine our lights on. Do we really want to keep shining it into the negative things that happen and they're there and we can see them, but do we really want to put our focus there, or do we want to put our focus somewhere else? And I think that's the message. And I have one last thing to say about that too, is that, isn't it interesting, Jason, that Capricorn, one of the most pragmatic, down to earth, organized, earthy kind of signs, begins with the gate of mysticism, the gate of magic, or at least this part of the Capricorn experience is about the magic and about the mystical. So
let me tell you why I get chills when you say that.
Okay.
Because he is of the earth. He is pragmatic. It is only through the sign of Capricorn, this condensing, focusing, disciplined energy, that we are able to use our true tools. If you talk about the tarot deck, how many times in the beginning 7 cards, Janet, do I talk about the color yellow? Intellect. Why? Because the spirit and intellect dwell here. in the prefrontal cortex. Whereas in the amygdala is fear. When we are here in gratitude, when we are here in this space, we bypass this. We are able to evolve if we're in spirit and intellect. And that's a fascinating correlation.
Yep.
It really is. And because of Capricorn, it forces us. The big word for Capricorn, if I had to use it, is concentration. Concentration means it comes together. Concentration of the mind. And only somebody who can concentrate can use all of the tools of the magician. You got to know your potions. You got to know your ingredients. You have to be able to have the mental ability to put the energy behind the intention that is correct. You know, when Tim Ray talked about it, he talked about the subconscious being in alignment with the conscious mind. And that is when you are free. It worked for 2 weeks so far. I'm working on it. I'm eating tuna fish, people. Think about it. Anyway.
At least it's not cat food.
Which sometimes it is for rich people. But anyway.
That's true. But anyway, so we have a magical day. We have a portal, something new beginning, and something beginning but out of a change. In other words, it's not just going to begin and the same old, same old. You're going to have to change and transform and move some energy in order to get into that transformation. And in the meantime, creating a new story. Love it, Roseanne. Creating a new story. Exactly that.
Libby, do you have a specific question or just a general poll? Or since you're new, since you're a virgin, I thought I'd pop your cherry properly. Do you have a particular question? And Libby, if you don't know, I am the radio show host, and I have my producer, co-host, mentor here for Titillating Tarot, which is every Wednesday. Last night, we finished up the Zero or the Fool card pretty efficiently.
Yes, it was pretty efficient.
We got through it real quick. And Janet was just a chatty Cathy last night. Not.
I'm not supposed to be the chatty Cathy on Titillating Tarot. You are supposed to be the chatty Cathy.
I know I am, but what are you? I'm feeling like a 5-year-old. So, okay, so since I'm not hearing from Libby.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Thank you. That was a different person. Sorry. This is Natasha. Good morning, Natasha. See the light in this message. Be loved to self with truth of a gift-filled story of self. I'm going to put that, a gift-filled story of self. That's awesome. Love that. Everybody write that down. Libby wants to know about her gift.
I'm going to assume that she's discussing her psychic gift.
Let's just see what the cards say about Libby's gifts.
Libby, I don't know whether this gift is your pregnancy, which I would be very careful. You better start using the hole in the back unless you want to get pregnant. Unless you want a child. This is a card of pregnancy. This is a card of happiness. This is a card of open expansion. I almost don't want to share it. It's so pretty and I feel like a 5-year-old today, but I'm gonna.
Must be the Empress.
No, it's from the Empress's garden. It is actually from her garden. It's taken from this ethereal. It's taken from this stage of not being real into happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. There's no way to shit on this picture or interpret it wrong. Look at that. They're all holding fleurs and a mandala. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So let me tell you something about you, Oh, Jason, what are you saying to me, Roseanne?
Oh, Jason.
Jason. So let me tell you a little bit something about your powers. Libby, I am seeing you starting out, to be honest with you, with automatic writing and dowsing. I want you to start playing with those things. And the dowsing for you is not to increase your metaphysical powers, but is for you to focus on something. because what I need for you to do is to have your brain go a little dead. Janet and I talk with, young astrologists and psychics, and I'm very, very proud to be able to be a mentor. So here's the deal. Your sort of brainwave activity has to go into a slowdown for shit to come in. Everybody thinks, ooh, the brain's going to be firing. So I need you to look at a crystal ball, a dowsing thing, something that'll allow you to center. For me, I lately have been using my bowls.
No comment.
I like to ring my bowls. And so Libby, I want you to start with that for focusing of your energy. And then I want you to try some automatic writing and see if they will talk to you, so that you don't necessarily have to have a recorder, and you can have a recorder if you think you're going to start talking, but like Abbott Costello, but I'm crazy. So go ahead and start writing, and go ahead and give yourself, if you can, the time period that you think that you're the most open. If you feel that your juices are going in the evening, fucking do it in the evening. However, this is a technique. You have to be, that is what she needs to do, Jason. Thank you. You need to be diligent about your exercises. What does that mean? You are making a commitment to yourself, like you're going to go to the gym. So you set aside your 20 minutes to do your free write, to do your whatever it is, every day, if you can, at the same time. If you're the most open in the morning and you're not in your body, beautiful. I would prefer it in the evening, where you are forced to come into alignment after a shitty, fucked up day. That's technique. When somebody comes up to me on the street and says, hey, can you tell me anything about somebody who's died? I mean, I literally look to the left and fuzz out. My eyes cross a little, let the brain go down, and then my fucking mom comes in with something obnoxious. So I want you to know that with respect to your psychic awareness, my mom, as I was joking with her, said, please tell Libby to hold on to pink rose quartz. She's a little sensitive. Now, my mom was a hard-ass scorpion bitch. Long nails, cigarette smoking, Betty Davis, Julia Lewis, kind of bipolar. Libby, you're a very gentle soul, so I need you to make sure that you're holding on to, for a while, wear it on you, pink quartz crystal. It's a very loving heart chakra energy, just to sort of make sure that you're not letting people shit stop at you, but go through you.
What sign are you, Libby?
I'm going to say she's Pisces.
She hasn't answered yet, but as soon as she answers. Oh, I love your mom, Jason. Roseanne says she loves your mom, Jason. We love Jason's mom because she comes through with some really...
I promise you, I will dig up some pictures.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So that you can see that.
So we could see those long fingers. And Libby is a Virgo.
Oh.
A Virgo Libra. She was born on the cusp, which is why you're picking up Pisces energy, because, of course, Virgo would pull Pisces from directly across from it.
Okay, so Little Miss Perfectionist, you got to get out of your head. Little Miss Vanity, Little Miss Everything is Perfect. You need to get out of your head. You trust in the process I gave you and get out of your way of the channel. Don't criticize it. Don't compare it to other expressions. It is yours. It is unique.
Yeah, the idea of perfection for Virgo sometimes can hold them back, right? Don't let it hold you back because you're waiting for the perfect time in the perfect place with the perfect prompt. The power of Christ compels you. No, just do it. Just do it when the mood strikes. I swear you are rubbing off on me because I'm not the one that usually says that. That's you. So anyway, we have... What kind of dance is that?
That's my happy dance.
Ah, very good. Very good. All right. So I am done. I think I've said everything I can say today. It's really kind of a great day.
Hey, Janet.
Hey, Jason.
what are you doing this evening? Are you going to touch yourself wildly on camera? I mean, you haven't told us anything about
behind the scenes. I touch myself all over.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what I'm doing this evening.
Seriously, still? Lady, would you shit or get off the pot?
I'm a Gemini and I'm blonde. Hello. So maybe it will be about.
Well, at least I know you're a Gemini, but.
I think we'll talk about some of the. Let me look at something here.
You're welcome, Libby. You're welcome, sweetheart. Spread the word because we have all of 9 people that listen to us every morning, and we're very excited about our tight-knit group.
Those are the people that listen live.
I know.
By the end of the day, there are several hundreds of people that have watched this video.
Don't yell at me.
Yelling at you? You would know. You would know if I was yelling at you. My face would turn red. My ears would have smoke coming out of them. At any rate, it's a possibility that tonight I may talk about frog in my throat. I may talk about the story some more, and maybe even go into eclipses, that the eclipse patterns coming up here for the end of January, which is also at the full moon lunar eclipse. And
I definitely have something to tell you about the free will idea, stuff that I inherited from Catherine, whether or not it's dogmatic and correct. Remember, she comes from the age of Hans Holzer, Edgar Casey, Ruth Montgomery, and that other woman, Judith. I can't remember.
Jane Roberts?
Can't remember. But so I will definitely be adding or weighing in tonight if you do the free will thing. So you better fucking get ready, man.
It better be good stuff.
It is always.
Good morning, Michelle. Michelle's joining us. Yes, but at any rate.
You missed it all, Michelle. You blew it.
You missed the show, but it is recording, so it always is there and available for people to listen to. I always take it right after the show, except Monday and Tuesday. I did not do this, but yesterday I did finally get back into the swing of things, where I take it and I produce it down into a YouTube video and distribute it across the universe through all the social medias and every other place that I can think of. So you'll have many chances to see and hear Jason and myself throughout the social media sphere. In the meantime, I'm off to plan my radio show today. It'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. East Coast time. And if you would like to have a reading, I'm going to post the phone number. I rarely do this, and I should always do this every week. I'm going to post the phone number because if you want a reading, you can call in and get a mini reading. What's the phone number, Jason?
Oh, fuck. Here, hold on. I got it right on. Actually, I have my computer here.
646-787-1519.
See,
I don't know why I'm suddenly questioning myself.
Well, here, look. If you want me to look it up, I'm fine. But you sound very secure in your.
I'm pretty sure that's the number.
All right, so let
and
me
if it doesn't, just go to Blog Talk. It'll tell you the number.
Yeah.
So we will see you all or hear you all later this afternoon. Jason, I also we have got to decide when we're going to do our cards of symbology, and I think
so
I'm
for everybody out there, Jen, guest call in 646-787-1519. Repeat on that number if you want to call in. It is 646-787-1519. Like
oh, gee, you should have been a broadcaster, Jason.
Oh, honey. I did a whole voiceover reel, and I did a lot of stuff in high school and in college. I was on the news team as a broadcaster. I working with a teleprompter, the old ones, you know. Anyway, what else?
Oh, that's it. We love you all. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Is tomorrow Friday already? It is. So tomorrow, be ready for the weekend forecast. And in the meantime, have a magical day.
Mwah.
Bye, everyone. Mwah.
All right, stop.